It hasn't really been that much time, but we're back again. If you didn't know, I'm a hunter main in IDV. I've been a hunter main since season 14, so you better bet that I'd rather make guides on the Daybreak killers than the survivors, because I feel like, to me, it seems it's either very even or that it's mainly just survivors being showcased, and I want to show the good and bad of the characters, excuse me. Very early in the morning. I have my tea right next to me right now. Voidshulk has the unfortunate burden of being called a C-tier killer, and I want to change that. Usually a Voidshulk in a full lobby will probably get, I want to say, at minimum probably like 30% of the lobby. At most an 8k duh, but usually she'll only hit like 5 or 7k, and I want to tell y'all that it is possible to get multiple 8ks, if not in a row, or at least win to some extent, because I love Voidshulk. I remember when she was released in early access and I saw her design and I'm like, oh my goodness. But her lore is interesting, her character is very interesting. And I'm going to go over all of that. I'm going to go over her abilities, techs, all that fun stuff, things to be wary about that you've either seen or probably haven't seen. And yeah, let's get into it. Voidshulk's active is called Gore Conduit. It is a 45-second when you place one. So when you place a conduit, you get a 45-second cooldown. And when you teleport to one, it's a 30-second cooldown, which overall is actually really not that bad. I think that's actually a lower cooldown than Ghost, and it's lower than basically any teleport killer or high mobility killer. It's lower than Unforgotten's Manifest. It's lower than Experiment, Burrowing, and Ghost's Blood Phase, and it's even lower than whatchamacallit. I don't think it's lower than Possessed Teleport, but just generally overall the teleporting aspect of her kit is lower than pretty much any mobility killer that can move at a high rate that we've seen thus far in Daybreak's career. And so it's kind of like hosts, where you can only have a certain amount of conduits at a time, just like the traps. You can only have 6 conduits on the map at a time. Once you place a 7th, the oldest one, or maybe one of the old ones at random, I'm not too sure, will get removed. So you have to be very methodical about where you place your traps, especially on larger maps like Clearwater and even Empire and all of those things. I'll get into details about the most suitable maps for her later. And it's similar to Unforgotten's Teleport or Dark Manifest, where when you teleport into another conduit within 380 studs, so not throughout the entire map at all, I don't want to say for some reason, because that may sound biased, but just for whatever reason, I suppose, she can only teleport to a conduit within 380 studs of her. For reference, that is 180 studs above Emery's teleport cap. So how far they can teleport within a max radius. And when she teleports to that, it gives an audio cue or warning. You're also put on like this screen, which is honestly really nice. I like that detail. But essentially, Voidshulk's active is just Demogorgon for Daybreak, if you really want it in like a TLDR term. Now, I don't think it's like this anymore, or maybe this is some sort of Mandela effect. I recall that when survivors stepped over the conduit, they would get her passive, which I'll get into in a moment. But long story short, you can only place 6 conduits at a time. It's a 30-second cooldown when you teleport to one, and it's a 45 cooldown when you place one. Thank you. I will be here all night. For her passive, it's called Blood Flow. It has a 30-second cooldown when it is triggered. Essentially, for like a general synopsis of it, when you interact with a generator or you vault, it will become infected for a full minute, which means that if a survivor touches it, and they have to be healthy, they will become infected as well. I believe either for those 60 seconds or until she infects another object. which is 60 seconds. When they are on an infected generator, that generator is done 10% slower. In my opinion, it should be higher, but I digress. And when she infects a vault, she vaults that infected vault 45%. I mean, I'm so sorry. She vaults it 25% faster. 25. Repeat that in your mind. She vaults it 25% faster. She vaults it 25% faster. She vaults it 25% faster. And so, with that in mind, any survivor can touch these objects, mainly vaults. A healthy survivor cannot get infected by a generator that an infected person infected for some reason, because doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of infected? But I'm getting opinionated. I'm going to move on. Going back to the whole infection passive. If the survivor is infected because they vaulted an infected vault or touched an infected generator, they will spread that infection for as long as that infection stays up. So they can have they can infect several vaults at a time. And you will be able to vault 25% faster. So with that in mind, for your first tech, you really need to not be afraid to vault. I'm teaching myself that because I come from a mindset where mind gaming is like half of my chase set. But when you infect a vault, you really need to take advantage of it. You also need to take advantage of your red light. I didn't even know this up until now for some reason, probably because I probably didn't read. But when a survivor is infected, they can't see your red light, similar to every other red light ability or red light removing thing out there, like how when Android takes a gen, it removes his red light for a brief period of time. And so, yeah, you just really, if you don't take advantage of your active for some reason, you really need to take advantage of your passive, because that is the only chase saving thing that you have in your kit. Like, seriously. This is probably the reason why people think she's C-tier, because yes, the buff is good, but people are not, what's the correct word? People are not taking advantage of the blood flow passive, because 25% might not seem a lot, but vaults are pretty quick. If for reference, Jonas's is probably the fastest vault in the game when he uses his active ability. Voidshulk's is like a good half of that, I believe. So yeah, you just really need to take advantage of the passive. And now that we're done with that, I can go on to text before I say her, or at least review over her backstory in the easiest way to comprehend as possible. So, let's get into it. The first tech I mentioned was taking advantage of infected. That is the first thing you need to do. Like, if all else, please, that 25% can save your life and save your round in some of the worst cases possible. As generally, compared to the survivor kits we have now, they really just defeat her whole thing. And it's actually kind of sad, but there's always going to be C-tier killers, there's always going to be B-tier killers, there's always going to be D-tier killers. So, Voidshulk just kind of has to live that fate for a little bit. But if anything, I want to get her at least to low B, if that makes sense. Another thing, it may not seem that important, but I feel like it plays a part in her hitbox. Looking at the wiki, it says that Tara is actually left-handed, so it looks really uncomfortable when she lunges. That affects her hitbox in her animation. So when she uses her weapon, she swings left, but curves up right. And I didn't know this until Persistence told me. When it comes to Boss's crowbar hitbox, it's actually extended at the tip when you swing right. Tara's is similar to that, but going to the left. So think of like a reverse Z shape, where, well, actually, let me rephrase that. When she lunges, it goes up right, or it really just depends on how you turn when you lunge. Kind of can be difficult to make out. But when she has a successful hit, her arm goes down and up left. So I recommend when swinging, or at least if you feel like you're close enough, try to curve more towards the left. That, or just try to like shake maybe to see if you can really point out what side her hitbox is more aligned to. Because if one thing's for sure with Daybreak and with Roblox in general, when it comes to making hitboxes, they're not perfect. They're not going to be dead in the middle. I mean, have you seen Ren's knife hitboxes? It's just how it is. It's Roblox. They're not going to be the best. The registration's not going to be the best. So yes, please just take advantage of that as well. Another thing, and this is just general rule of thumb for every killer, but mainly targeted to mobility killers. If you feel like you're in chase for too long, keep like a mental stopwatch in your head. If you feel like chase has been over about, say, 60 to 65 seconds, teleport and move on. You also really need to get into the habit, like just some sort of mental discipline, to find a good spot to place a conduit early, because it's only 45 seconds. It's not like it's a full minute. And just get that chain going, because if you're in chase for too long, that means you've went too long without placing a conduit, and that's your ability. That's your main ability. That's your way of traversing the map and getting map control. You need that. So if you're in chase for too long, you're really just throwing that out of the window. So please, if you feel like you're in chase for too long and you don't have enough conduits up, get those placed as early as humanly possible, and it doesn't get in the way of how gen progress is going, period. And aside from that side, that's really it for that part. I mean, that's, like I said, Voidshulk is really just Demogorgon with extra steps. You can take that how you want. But, yeah. Now I can get into the fun part. The lore. In terms of lore, I'm going to try to go chronologically what happened, at least in the backstory portion, and in the one log that we have, the most important information in that one memory log that we have. When Tara was younger, when she was traveling on a commercial vessel, aka basically a spaceship, because she's from a different planet outside of Earth, the ship had failed and basically killed everybody but her on it. That commercial vessel called ship XII Pathos. If you ever took English class, the Pathos is the emotional appeal to emotions, both in literature and mainly in advertisements, funny enough. And so Tara basically just had to live on her own, reverting back to a colder planet that experienced harsh winters. That's probably why they made her Russian. That or her family was born on Earth, went to the planet from Russia, and whatever, but that's not really explained. She's from a whole other planet. I don't know how that would work, but I digress. And so what it seems like to me, as provided in the lore, is that these people from this other planet that I'm assuming is called Javelin, because they mentioned something called the Javelin Prosecutors in one of the black box vlogs in her teaser. They have these ships that they can travel planet to planet in. They are more advanced than Earth. They also refer to Earth as A1, and they generally call it weaker, so I'm assuming that they're just generally like a more technologically advanced planet and a technologically advanced race. And in her memory log, her uncle, I think it's either her uncle or her friend, I think it's her uncle, Tara's uncle, Pedro, I think it's Petro. He mentions how the ship that had crashed, that commercial vessel, ship XII Pathos, aka ship, what is it, 12 Pathos? It crashed on purpose because they were going to use those people for this rejuvenating biomass experiment. Does that kind of click? Does that kind of click why Voidshulk is the Voidshulk right now? And this isn't, and funny enough, this isn't even the only crash that has happened. When Tara leaves back to her ship to see her crewmates, they're both getting eaten alive by this xenomorph looking alien thing that has this goop, and when it sees Tara, it drops and it was like, give me some chicken nuggets, boy, and just starts going to it. But Tara, she fight or flight kicks in. She got that Yvonne ability early. She bolted out, like she was gone. She was in one of those movies where she was holding the door trying to get the xenomorph away, and it left. And so, funny enough, let me go to it right now for you guys. Black box log 1729. Oh, my thing is bugging out. They're kind of just questioning Tara's interest in everything. It also is the black box log 1729, by the way, I have to reiterate, where they find Earth. They call it A1. They don't know exactly how many signs of life are on there. And Tara's ship broke communication, which takes us to why the aliens and how her friend is just basically just gone, which takes us to log 4008 and what happened. So when she had left the ship, she was dumb and stupid like every horror game protagonist or like side character, and went back in the ship after it calmed down, and she felt this moistness on her neck and on her face because the xenomorph bit her again. And I'm guessing it was some sort of like parasitic cells that like took over her body. Her eyes rolled up. She could barely move. Every movement she felt was like painful. Imagine like a period cramp in every point and joint and bone and muscle. And I know that sounds bad, but just generally in her entire body. And just this, and the rejuvenating biomass was on her arm. So in theory, the ship that had crashed before and the uninhabited ship that Tara's crewmates were in, which I'll go over their names to later. Their names were Saren and Phillips, and in 4008, the black box log 4008, and herself included and other people. They had released some sort of alien from their planet, which also has two broken moons according to the memory log. That either from another alien planet or from their planet alone, some xenomorph creature was released from that planet and started hopping from ship to ship, going towards Earth to eat them and spread the rejuvenating biomass. The rejuvenating biomass experiment is probably that xenomorph. And so and what's interesting too is the mist never captured Tara from where she was, but her ship went to Earth. So in theory, from that alone, the mist can't get people outside of Earth. That is a very, very vague and like low information based theory, but I feel like it sticks because, like I said, they never mentioned in her backstory that she was taken by the mist. Her spaceship conveniently went into path for Earth, went into Earth, and then she probably got taken into the mist from there. Hence why she tells like tracker characters, you've never detected somebody like me before, or something like. But yeah, long story short, her parents got boomed in a ship. Saren and Philip, her crewmates, also got boomed in a ship by an ET. It's basically just Among Us. Tara's parents were used for a rejuvenating biomass experiment from that xenomorph, and it traveled to her. She went to the mist, and she's pretty much gone. Boom, 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 boom. I feel like, and now getting to the more unrelated stuff before I commentate over the rest of this, or just this gameplay. Oh, it's been 7 minutes. It would be interesting if we got that creature as a killer in Daybreak. Like, I feel like that'd be so interesting. Richter and them have already given us like a splendid job and given us like the okay that they can create non-humanoid looking killers, like Experiment. So it would just be so I think it would be so sick if we got like a alien, like Demogorgon-esque, like design wise Demogorgon-esque, Jordan Peele Nope-esque, xenomorph alien-esque character in Daybreak that basically KO Tara's parents and her crewmates Sarah and Phillips, and just her, because they also mentioned that there's whatever planet that alien is on, they're not going to have it leave anytime soon. And just Daybreak, if I have one wish, please, aside from like the Unforgotten buff, please, we need an alien killer. I want an alien killer so bad. It would be so sick. But yeah, that's all of that. If I skipped over anything, if you have any questions, if you're confused on anything, let me know in the comments. If you want to choose another in-depth killer guide and have them have higher priority, I will pick any Daybreak killer in whatever order they are voted for greatest to least in a community post that I have. I'm putting it on screen right now. Please go look at it. Please go vote. Vote. Love y'all. Stay creative. Peace.
Away! The clock only ticks further.
There.
Why me?
Go.
The Discord mate is crazy. Whee! No. No. You ain't get away with that one, dude. We're gaming. Oh, why crazy? Could be like Spike. Oh. Oh, W Lunge, I saw that. I don't think I didn't see you there. Oh my god. No thanks. I'm good. I don't want any of your green juice.
We are everywhere.
Oh, what the fuck? I want to take a screenshot. The moment I go to take a screenshot.
Wait.
Go ahead, run. You have smooth skating.
No, I have bad teams.
You have smooth skating. You have smooth skating. Just run away.
I have bad teams. Stop!
Run.
Leave me alone. Leave me.
Oh, you got this, Riley.
We are everywhere.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh.
We
Oh
are
my god!
everywhere.
Uh-uh. No, no, where do you want me? No, 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 no. Stop! No, 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 no. Please, 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 please. Please! I'm just a boy!
We are everywhere.
Oh god. I don't have my brick yet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. Well, that works too. Alright, come on, persistence. My fellow maid. My fellow maid, brother, let's go.
Crawl away!
This is a certified classic.